Hi, and welcome to RealFlow. My name's Josh, and I'm going to be your tour guide as we go through our real estate investing platform. Just for those of you that may not know, RealFlow is a web-based business management system for real estate investors. And it includes tools to help with any aspect of the real estate business. So that's really what we're going to be looking at today, is showing you sort of all parts of the investing process and how we have tools that will help you to make your life easier. Everything from your lead generation to helping you analyze your potential deals to managing those deals, all the way to selling those properties. So the screen that we're looking at right now is our home screen. This is like our home base. So every time you log into your account, this is where you will be. You'll see that there is a logo in the upper left-hand corner, which always brings us back to our home screen. And then as we move to the right, we have our global navigation toolbar, which will essentially allow us to navigate to any other areas of our account. Now, just really quick on the home screen, I'll point out that you will see a quick action toolbar that'll allow you to jump into those tools with one click. You'll see a property pipeline. This is where your newest properties that have been added to your account will be displayed, just one area that they're going to be easy to access for you. As we scroll down, and I'm going to talk more about support and training at the end, but every day we have training calls at 2 o'clock. They're live calls available for you to ask questions. All of those calls are also recorded and available in our knowledge base, so I'll talk more about that. Towards the end of the call, we're going to go through a lot, and I just want to make sure that you guys know that there's help out there. Also, you'll see any special programs that we have on your home screen. We have a Home Depot program as well as a referral program called 3 and You're Free. So where we're going to start is we're going to look at some lead generation tools. And the first thing that we're going to start with is websites. So we offer two different types, and as I talk, I'm just going to go through the setup process of one of these sites. But as we offer two different types of sites that you can set up. We offer what's called a core site or a squeeze page. A core site's your business's website where it has multiple pages and can tell somebody more about your business, who you are, and how you may be able to help them. We also have squeeze pages, and I'm going to set up a squeeze page here now, but a squeeze page is a single page website that is designed to capture leads. So it's designed to have somebody enter their name, their phone number, their email address, and have that information gets deposited automatically into a RealFlow account, your RealFlow account. So we have a couple of different types of squeeze pages, buyer squeeze pages, seller squeeze pages. And one of the things that we did that makes your life as the investor easier in terms of setting up these websites is we've written all the copy. So as I go through this, I'm going to tell the system who I'm going to be driving to this site. So let's just call it foreclosure. We have these different content packs that we've developed, and the content pack consists of the copy that'll be on the website, the autoresponder series that automatically gets set up, and then also the free ebook that will be delivered in the first step of that pre-written autoresponder sequence. When you're setting up the site, you can either buy a domain name. So even if you don't own a domain name, you can purchase one through this process. If you do own a domain name, then you can simply enter that domain name into a field that says, I want to use my own domain name, so one you already own. So I'm going to just make one up here. Be able to select is it .com, .biz, whatever it may be. So this is going to build a mobilely optimized website for you. And when we complete the process, we're actually going to be able to get into the editor, and here we go, and make any adjustments that we want. Saying the website's ready for our review, so we can take a look at it, make any adjustments, and have this site be live.
If you're experiencing foreclosure,
you'll see that there's videos that we've provided. You can absolutely add your own video. You can add your own logo. You'll see there's simple editing options, and really has a point and click user interface from the perspective of we could just point where we want to update and make those changes. You will see that there's an ebook and autoresponder. So one of the really cool things that we've done is any website that gets set up, there will automatically be a 10-step autoresponder that'll be attached to it. So what that means is as somebody goes to your site and they give you their information, their name, their email, they will automatically get set up to receive these messages. So a very nice way that you can automate follow-up with potential leads. So I'm just going to exit out of here, save them. But I mentioned that the websites are mobilely optimized. So what that means is whether somebody is visiting those sites on their phone, on their tablet, or on their computer, they will experience a fully functioning website. So once we have our website set up, we're going to move along a little bit to a tool that we call lead pipes. And one of the really unique things about RealFlow is we offer you 12 different types of leads that you can filter, and you can set up direct mail. So we're going to take a look at the first types of leads. So when we're in here, you'll see we offer leads for really any aspect of the business, whether it's properties that you're looking for, sellers you're looking to contact, whether it's buyers that you're looking to attract to the property, or renters, or even private lenders. So as I'm going to scroll down just a little bit here, you could take a look to see some of the different types of leads that are available. Things like absentee owners and bankruptcies and cash buyers and free and clear properties, pre-foreclosures, tax liens, upside down. So a lot of different options that you have available, and once you begin to filter, you will be able to really get granular in your searches. So let me show you what I mean. So I'm going to select absentee owner. So I clicked on this absentee owner, and now we have a list of filters over here on the left-hand side of our screen. So we enter a type of lead, a date, last sale date of the property. Because this is dealing with the property, we're looking at absentee owners, which means that somebody owns a property that they are not living at. We can change the date. We're going to identify a state and a county. And I'm going to first do an initial search here. And this is a pretty broad search, but we're going to be able to narrow that search once we do that large search based on some specific criteria. So at this point, we would be able to identify specific cities. So within the county, maybe there's just specific cities that you want to work in. So I'm just going to add a couple. You'll see on this drop down. Now, maybe you don't even work in the entire city, but you want to identify specific zip codes. Well, you'll see there is a zip code field that you can identify to say, well, I only want to target these specific zip codes. Now, in addition to those, you can also filter based on some details on the owner. Things like, does the owner live in state or out of state? Or what type of owner is it? Is it an individual? Is it a business? What's the loan to value range? So we could put a maximum or minimum and maximum. We can filter based on criteria about the property. You know, I'm only looking for single family homes, and maybe I want the bedrooms to be at least 2 bedrooms and at least 2 bathrooms. I can base it on a square footage as well as a year built. So a lot of different criteria, including the tax information. So the last sale price, you can enter a range, or a value of the property. Again, you can enter a range of that. So once we've entered those additional filters, we can click on a search, and it is going to now narrow my results based on that additional criteria that I've entered. So you can see up top here, we have a nice map, all these different pin drops that are showing those particular properties. You can click on any one of them. It'll open up a window here, and we're going to try to find a Google image. So you'll see here it's showing us an image of that property. You can get more details on the property by clicking on the property address here. So we're going to show you who the owner is, where the owner lives, and clearly where the property address is. You could find some details on the property itself, things like, well, what's the value? When was it, what was the appraised value? When was it appraised? what's the number of bedrooms, bathrooms, square footage, so all the details. You'll also be able to see a transaction history. So you'll actually be able to see what the transaction history was for that property. So you can do that for any one of either the pin drops that you see on the map, or as you scroll down, you'll see these property cards. You can view all the details from there as well. So once you have filtered the list, we're going to now take a look at taking this list and setting up direct mail. So now I'm going to be able to simply click a Create Direct Mail Campaign button. This is going to then take us through the setup process of a campaign. So quite simply, I'm going to first name it. So let's just say, call this our name 123. Now we can set up either single touch or multi-touch campaigns. So let's just say for this, we're going to set up a 3-touch campaign. And once we set up more than one, we could say, do I want this to go out weekly, bi-weekly, or monthly? So let's just say bi-weekly. I'm going to select my target, and I can then identify the individual direct mail pieces that I'm going to be sending. Now we offer 4 different pieces, a postcard, 2 sizes of yellow letters. There's a large or full-size yellow letter, 8.5 by 11, and then there's a smaller yellow letter, which is the 5.5 by 8.5 size. I always picture that as like a wedding size letter, like a wedding invitation size. We also have this personally penned. Now the personally penned is a unique piece because it will, it's a handwritten letter. So this is not something that's printed, but rather it is something where a pen writes every single letter and writes every single envelope. It's a robotic arm that is doing that. So that's a really unique piece. Now that piece can be customized. So if there was a certain copy that you wanted on your pieces, you will be able to create a custom piece just for that. But you can take a look and see what we're sending, but you're going to be able to identify what we're sending in each piece, postcard. And then we're going to just move on to the next step. So we're entering just a few basic details. So we're going to tell, well, when somebody receives these, who do we want them to call? Who do we want them to ask for? What website do we want to drive them to? We're going to get an overview to say, all right, based on your options that you picked, here's how everything will shake out. Here's what will be mailed. Here's the dates that they'll be processed. And then here's the dates that we estimate your recipient receiving them. You're able to adjust your budget at this time. So if we, didn't want to send out that number, we could do that, and then we'll submit it. Now, when we submit this, essentially there's nothing else that I need to do from being the investor in terms of getting this out. This is simply we're going to take care of it for you. So we're going to get your list. We're going to create all the mail pieces. We're going to get them in envelopes. We're going to get them stamped, and we're going to get them in the mail. So it's really, you go through a simple process online, and now you can, now you have a direct mail campaign that's set up, and now you just need to wait for the phone to ring. So now we're going to sort of move to that next step of, okay, now we've done direct mail and we're starting to get leads. So we're going to look at, first off, how we can create property files, and there's a few different ways that files can be created, but I'm going to show you a way in the system that uses a really cool property prefill function that we call it, and that is essentially where we are communicating with public records to try to find some information about a property, essentially saving you some time when it comes to data entry. So I'm going to enter a property address here. So as I'm entering the address, you'll see that there's some addresses that appear below. So I see the one I'm looking for. I can select it, and I'll click on Save. Now what this is going to do is it's going to communicate with public records, and it's going to pull all of the information that we're able to find on public records. So we're able to find a lot of information on this property based on those records. Things like the general information, the beds, the baths, but we're also able to identify the owner of the property. There's an assessed value, so we sort of give you some details based on the assessor's office. But now we are in a property file. So one of the things that RealFlow does is it's a CRM, which means that it is a place that you're going to be able to keep all of your properties and all of your contacts. And those contacts could be anybody. It could be like somebody here automatically gets created when we enter the property address based on public records, and this would be a seller or an owner of the property. But you can enter your buyers in here. You can enter your any contact. If you work with contractors or realtors or attorneys or mortgage brokers, it will allow you to keep all of those files in one place that's easy to use. So when we're in the property file, I'm just going to point out a couple of things you'll see. In the left navigation toolbar is where we're going to find a lot of the tools that we're going to be able to utilize for this property when it comes to us analyzing it, when we look at managing it, and then also when we look at selling the property. So I'm going to, as I scroll down this left navigation toolbar, this is where we're going to find all the tools. First, I'm going to go to comps. So we have a property that we've just, sellers contacted us about. They've been in touch with us. And so we want to see some comps on that property. So when I go to the comps, you'll see you have all of these options that are available for you to identify. Well, let's take a look at comps from within a certain distance that have, 2 bedrooms, at least 3,000 square feet. So I'm actually going to move that. Oh, the lot square foot. So we could do lot square footage as well as the year built, the square footage of the property. So we can enter all these variables. Click on search again, and we'll see those properties appear that fit that criteria. They'll appear on the map, and then they'll also appear down below. Now, maybe we didn't get all the... Let's see, we're going to expand our search a little bit so we can get a few more. So there we go. But we're able to see those comps. We can click on them. It'll tell you where it is. We could select it if we want. So when we select it, we're going to be able to actually create a comp report based on a selection of comps. So I can select it either from the map option above, or as I scroll down, you'll be able to see some additional details on those comped properties as well. Again, we can select them. Now, as I select them, I'll point out, you'll see they turn green on the map. That's just a little indicator to say, hey, that one's been selected. So if we do create a free report, if we want to download a comp report, we can simply click on that build free report, and that will allow us to build this and open it up. So I'll open that up for you to show you how that looks. So you can see it's just our comparable sales report. It has a few pages. It's showing us some details on the subject property, and then it goes into the list of comps that we selected, and it's giving them line items showing details on each. So we also have a couple of tools that will help you to rehab properties. So for those of you that are rehabbers, we have a what we call the Hammer Point Repair Estimator. And this is going to allow you to create a repair estimate, sort of a quick repair estimate where you're not getting specifics on the items that you're going to use for the repairs, but more you're looking at the overall repairs. So I will point out that you will be able to customize all of this. So all the items that you see here, you can identify if you want them and what information is available within it. So when we're looking at this whole thing, we just have a series of yes or no sliders. So if we needed to account for repairs on the roof, I can move that roof open to yes, and now I can select the items that I want to be included. Now again, all of the items that you see in here are editable, customizable by you, so you will be able to identify the specific or just point and click the specific things that we're going to account for. We could save it. That can also generate a document. So you're going to be able to create a report based on the items that we've selected. So you can see just gives us a nice line item report. Now sort of the next option with this is our rehab planner. And the rehab planner is I'm going to jump in, create a new one, but this is a tool that communicates with Home Depot. So we're going to be able to enter a name. We're going to call it a $30,000 budget, and we're going to actually be able to create a rehab plan based on either products from Home Depot or products that you have entered. So you're going to have, let's just say we're going to do just a couple of things here and create it. Now this is a very customizable tool because you're able to add areas, add products. You're able to do a ton of different things with this. I'm going to add one of the things that we've done for you is we've actually put together some templates. So for example, we're working on the bedroom, and you guys can create your own templates like this. We're looking at the bedroom. I can simply click on add area, and with this template, and it'll actually add all of the items that we've loaded that would be for this particular bedroom. So it's going to load them all into our system, and you'll see here interior bedroom door, interior closet door hardware. So all those pieces that are needed to complete the rehab are included in here, down to the specific doorknobs. It could be screws, carpet we have. So we give you a lot of options in terms of getting to the price, the cost. Now, one thing I'll show you really quick here is, so you'll see this one, we don't have an image here, and maybe you say, I don't even use this particular carpet. So we allow you to pull in some information from Home Depot. So I'm just going to go to homedepot.com, and I can do a search for the carpet that I use. Carpet cleaner, let's say carpet. All right, so I'm just going to grab one of these. So within every product in Home Depot, they provide this little internet number. So I'm simply going to find that internet number. I'm going to plug it into this field, and that is going to pull the information on that particular carpet. You'll see now there's the image that it'll show you what that is. It's filled in all of the details, the information that's relevant for that particular item. So we can do this. We can name this, instead of bedroom 1, master bedroom, whatever we want. But this is a very customizable tool that'll allow you to create these rehab plans with specific items that will be used for those rehabs. All right, I'm going to jump back into the file that we've been working on, and we're going to go down to the Analyze. We also have a Deal Analyzer that's in here, and the Deal Analyzer will allow you to analyze 3 different investing strategies. So we could do a buy and flip, a buy and hold, or a lease option. So as we're running a property through the numbers, we can identify what strategies we want to analyze, what ones we want to take a look at. Now, as we go through here, we're going to enter all of the relevant data, like the buy price and the as-is price. So this is a wizard that will walk us through how much we can make in profit based on these different scenarios. So you'll see there's a lot of information that we can add. If you are doing a rental, if you're looking at a buy and hold, now you're going to be asked for some rental information so that we can accurately analyze this for you. But you can enter all the property taxes, if there's any condo fees, so all the information. And what we've done as you go through this, if you're not sure what we're asking for in these fields, there's these simple question marks that will allow you to that'll tell you, hey, this is what information we're looking for in this particular field. Now, as we go through and we're entering all those details, now we're going to actually be able to view and download some reports based on the information that we've added. So you're going to be able to either save this report, you can download it. So I'm just going to download this really quick to give you an idea of how this report looks. You'll see some of these reports look really nice like this one. Some of them are very much more number driven, like mortgage amortization charts. But this is a nice clean report that'll tell you, all right, based on this information, here's what we estimate the net profit could be. All right, so we're just going to move down our left navigation, and I'm just going to point out a couple of things that you can do with the system. Like there's a place that you can keep your documents. So, and you'll see any of the reports that we created automatically get populated into that document section. But these could be documents for whatever you need, signatures, signed paperwork from somebody, whatever it may be. As we move down, we have some other things like a seller script, so a nice little questionnaire, if you will, that you can run through with the seller when you're talking to them about the property. There's an expense generator in here as well. So as you're doing those repairs, really easy to use. You can add an expense here in the generator description. We're going to enter an amount. We'll just say Joe's renovation. I'll see. Well, we do need a description. So there we go. So we can actually keep track of all of the expenses as they come up with the property. And this makes it really nice and easy because we're able to export these in a format that either your accountant can use or your accounting software can use as well. It's a CSV. Place to keep track of the maintenance, so all of the utilities and things like that on the property, the water, the electric, the gas, anything miscellaneous that may be. Landscaping. We're here in Northeast Ohio, so snow removal could be on there. We have a paperless office, so you can put your documents here, but the paperless office will allow you to create your contracts. We have a mergeable document functionality that allows you to create documents. So I'll just show you this really quick. We use the REALEFLOW library, really simple to use. So let's just say we were doing a wholesale deal. So we can see the documents that are included in the wholesale deal, select them, and this is going to actually create the documents with all of the information merged where it needs to go. So things like the address, the seller name, just makes your life a whole lot easier so we can go through that simple thing. It's going to merge the documents. It'll actually populate them into the document section when they're ready. So that's a huge time saver when you're filling out those documents. No need to manually enter them anymore. You can have the system automatically do them. But you can add your photos and even videos into the file. So as you're looking at selling that property, you'll want to put some photos of that property here. So I'm going to show you here. You can either drag and drop it. I'm going to try to find my images really quick here. There we go. So I'm just going to grab a few. So we can grab these images and they will upload right here. We can identify if we want, because we can have these images display on our website as well. So if we set up a website and we wanted to show our inventory of properties, you can see that, and there's a little option that will say, well, do you want this to be displayed on your website? Because maybe you're doing some, you might be doing some rehabs and you want those before pictures here, but you don't want those before pictures to show up on your website. So that's why we give you that option. But there is a task manager. Part of the CRM functionality of REALEFLOW is a task manager that will allow you to create tasks for yourself, for other team members. You'll be able to see them all here. So I'm going to move down to this market section. And the market section are that back-end marketing that will allow you tools when you're looking to sell this property. So one really unique tool that REALEFLOW has is called Power Matching. And power matching is the ability of RealFlow to match buyers and properties. And it matches them across the community. So it does it two ways. It either matches within our own database. So what I'm looking at right now are the buyers that I have in my account that I've identified are interested or potentially interested in Brunswick, Ohio. And it's showing me a list of those potential buyers. And I should show you, it'll let me communicate with them right from here as well. So I can select them, send a message, and we will send them a pre-written message that you guys can edit. Now, one of the things that this does, and I'm going to show you this in a moment, is it's going to include a link. Now, every single property that you enter into your account will have a property page that that gets created. And that property page is specific to that property. So it'll show all the details of that property. I'm going to show you where to find that in a moment. But when we're sending out messages to potential buyers, we're automatically including that link. But this is really where the power of RealFlow comes in, is in this community match. So this is a property that we have, and now we're looking at other community members, so other RealFlow users, other real estate investors that have potential buyers for my property. And it's giving me a list of all of those community members. So I'm able to select them, and I can send them a message. Now, this sends an internal message. So RealFlow has a messaging system that allows you to communicate directly with other community members through a internal messaging system. So this is where you can initiate that communication with the other community member, is through this power matching functionality. Simply push send, and that delivers that message directly to them. Now, really quick, I'm going to show you this published a website, because this is where you can find your link. Now, some of the details, we can put our contact information in here and our phone number. So these are details that will show up on that link. So I'm going to show you that in just a moment. So I save that. So let me just open up another tab, and I'm going to go to that property page link, and you're going to see the details. And we didn't fill out the complete file, but you can see the image that we put there. You can see the property address. You can see our contact information. We have to add things like the selling price and other miscellaneous information that we can add. But this is sort of how the page is laid out. We can make all those changes within the property file, and they will display on this page. You can see all of the images that we have here as well. All right, so finally, we're going to go and look at a tool called Mobi. And Mobi is our mobile marketing tool. And let me jump into, see if I can find a property that I have a message already created for. But Mobi is our tool that allows you to create a property listing message, which is a message that you can create. Somebody can call and listen to. I think this has one. It also allows you to send out voice broadcast messages and text messages to somebody. So if you guys would like to, I'll leave this screen up for just a little bit, and can be a little bit interactive if you'd like. So the way that this works is we've created a property listing message, which again is a message that's specific to a property. You know, like, hey, thanks for calling about 123 Main Street. It's a 3-bedroom, 2-bath, you know, whatever that message may be. So we've created that. And for those of you that would like to participate, what you could do is you can text the phone number. This is my Mobi number, 440-776-8870. So again, that number that you can text is 440-776-8870. I'll do that one more time because I messed up. So it's 440-776-8870. Now, what you're going to text to that number is this 4-digit code, 4656. So that'll be the message that you send that number. So the message is simply a 4-digit code. Now what that'll do is that will automatically send you a message back with some details about this property. It'll give you the link to the property, that the sell point link or that property page link. It'll also, from you, the investor's perspective, it's also going to capture that potential buyer's information. And what it's going to capture about them is what we know. And what we know about them is we know the property that they were interested in. We know the phone number that they either called or texted from. So now I have a buyer lead that was created in my account, and you can actually see all these contacts that have opted in are on the right-hand side of my screen here. So I'm going to just jump into one of these. I can actually jump into the contact record from here. But you can see, all right, here's their information. We could see down here, this contact was created because they opted into listening to or getting details about this particular property address. And I can also see that property address when I'm in that contact record. So it's a really cool way that you can continue to market without necessarily doing anything. So you can market your Moby number, a 4-digit code, and continue to collect buyer leads as somebody's either texting you or calling. Because what you can do is you can also call that number that I gave you, that 440-776-8870. So if you call that, it'll ask you for a 4-digit extension. You can put that 4-digit extension and listen to a message that was created about this particular property. All right, so I'm going to go back to the home screen here. I know we went through a lot. I am going to point out a couple of things that we have in terms of support and training, because RealFlow literally has a tool that can help you with any aspect of your business. And because of that, there's a lot of different things that it can do. So we have this training calls, as I mentioned at the beginning, upcoming webinars you can find on your home screen. We have them every day at 2 o'clock Eastern. We absolutely understand that that might not be a great time for everybody, so we've also recorded all those, and they're available to you in our knowledge base. So we have a whole built-out knowledge base that consists of videos, articles, step-by-step how-tos. We also offer live chat support, phone support, and email support. So there is help out there. We are available to help you get up to speed on any aspect of the system. Anything that is most important to your business, we can help you with a tool that'll make your life easier. So I thank you guys for your time, and we look forward to working with you. Have a great day.